did it again. I committed to doing something that I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it, but here we are. It snowed last night. It's freezing cold. We're in the truck. We got the big trailer behind us, and we're going 30 minutes away to pick up some furniture for a lady that is the sister of another lady that I had painted a few things for, and I had painted stuff for her daughter. So it's kind of exciting that I got these clients, but I committed to painting a table with 6 chairs and a buffet, and I have no idea where I'm going to paint it.
What are you looking at me for?
Why does he let me do this stuff?
Because you can't tell you no.
Well, here we go. I don't know how it's gonna go, but we're doing it.
Here, she takes pictures of me actually working.
Well, everything that I do a video for YouTube, so so I have to get the footage.
Did you ever work in the mines or anywhere?
I worked 12 and a half years at Warrior Underground.
Sit down.
So here's the buffet. She's absolutely beautiful. Miss Teresa is starting over. Her husband died last year, and she's remodeling her house, and she asked me to paint over this furniture for her so that she could have a fresh start. The first thing we want to do is clean it. I'm using Dawn Power Wash, and then followed by a vinegar and water solution, because you want to make sure that your paint can adhere to the piece of furniture. So you want to clean it very well.
I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on your own.
I'm jealous.
I'm very
Well, I ain't gonna tell them. How many acres they have? Oh, it's outside.
Miss Teresa lives on a 600-acre farm approximately, and so she loves Farmhouse, and that's what I'm giving her. She wanted me to sand down the top of this buffet and stain it, and you all know I only use Dark and Decrepit for stain, and I love it because it's all natural and it's so easy to use. But I do have a better way to stain coming up in this video. You're gonna have to watch this. This kid's always coming up with something. I had no idea what she was about to do. She is my mini me. Anyway, here we go. We're going to start painting, and I'm going to be using vintage linen. It's my go-to white. My other go-to white, if it's like an off-white, is tarnished pearl. I'm using my Klingon S30 to apply my paint, and it goes super smooth. Now for the edges, I'm using the PS10. It's one of the new Klingon brushes. I have PS10 and PS14 available on my online store, lisaboondesigns.com, along with all of the products that I'm using. But look at all of the details. It's able to get in there very, very quickly. And then here you go. You don't have to tape. Just use a good brush. Go slow. And here's what she looks like after a coat. And now we're applying the second coat. DIY paint is so highly pigmented. It really does go over everything so easily, and you don't have to apply many coats. Now I did get a little bit of bleed through. Painting white furniture isn't always fun. There's just extra steps that you have to do. I usually try to shellac it with Bullseye Zinsser shellac spray if I can. If I can't find it, then I'll go ahead and I'll paint it on with a sponge brush. But I'm gonna show you what the bleed looks like. Now I started off with the shellac and I thought I got good coverage, but sometimes bleed through will still come through, so instead of continuing to paint, just go ahead and spray it. It dries within 10 minutes, and if you need to spray another, go ahead. The last couple of videos I've been painting at a new location, which gave me the ability to go back and forth between all of the pieces of furniture that had a paint, and that was awesome. So after I put on the first coat of Dark and Decrepit, I did hit it with a light sanding sponge, and then I went back for a second coat, and it just turned out so amazing. Even in my second and even in my third coat, I'm going to spray it down. I just like to use Dark and Decrepit in that way. You could apply it full strength and then wipe it back. I just like to do it this way. It works for me.
Ever since I got a good look in his eyes, I just knew that he was special. He said he wanted to take it slow, but I couldn't help that I wanted to take it to the next level. Cause I wanted that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other.
I just went back and forth from project to project. I'm back to applying a second coat after I had sprayed it with the Zinsser shellac. You can see the spots where I had sprayed it, and DIY paint covers it up, and it's perfect. I'm jealous of your property though.
Oh,
I'm not gonna lie.
Beautiful.
We were like, are you kidding
I've been
me?
through here one time,
have you?
and the view here from the top of the hill is just awesome. Of course, I love it.
Mr. Boone showed up and he's inspecting my work, as you can see. And so now it's time to apply Dark and Decrepit to the table. So I had to make a repair. There was a piece missing on the table, and this is my first time using this mold, and it was super fun and super easy, and it's so soft and pliable. And so you just mix it together and you put it on the place where you want to make a mold, and just make sure that you get it on there really well. So while that's drying for 20 minutes, I went ahead and I put all the chairs upside down, and I started painting them using black velvet and my PS 14 brush. Actually, that's my PS 10. And my mold is ready to take off. There's my mold. So I'm going to take the casting resin, the 10-minute one that dries super fast, apply equal parts, stir it up, and then I'm going to pour it into my mold. It sets in just about 10 minutes, and the weather does have something to do with it. And all you got to do is peel it back and apply it to your piece of furniture with Type Bond Quick and Thick. And what farmhouse girl does not want her furniture distressed? So I hit it with a sanding sponge, and then I also did a little bit of wet distressing. And that's when it really starts coming to life. Make sure you get those doors and all the drawers to make sure that they're nice and clean. I'm just using baby wipes to wet distress. You can use a wet cloth. And here's what it looks like after I did some light distressing. And you really can see more of the details, but you can't forget to add some black wax. But before we do that, we want to apply clear wax all over. DIY Paint makes amazing clear wax, or all their waxes are so buttery smooth and it goes all over. And I'm using a nice soft wax brush here. All of the products can be found on my website. The inside of the cabinets, I always use a baby wipe. I wait till the paint is dry. It's just easier to clean up that way. Next, I work on the chairs again, and I have to sand it all, and that took me a very, very long time. Here is when I thought, work smarter, not harder. This was so easy. I always use this blue brush to apply my big top. I don't know why I never thought to apply it with any of the patinas, and it just made for such easy work, and it just applied so much better. So now it's time to go ahead and bring out the details and bring out a little bit of grunge and apply some black wax onto this piece. It's just gonna make the details really, really pop. And so I use a lint-free rag to take off the excess, and I'm using just a chip brush to apply the dark wax into there. And then if you have too much, just go ahead and use a little bit of clear wax. It acts as an eraser, and it just makes it perfect for you, however you want it to look like. And then I decided to add a little bit of black wax on the edges of the top of the buffet as well. And see how great that looks? The details really pop. Tell me in the comments, do you like to use black wax on your pieces? Now the hardware, I cleaned it using vinegar and water solution. I boiled it and then I scrubbed it, and it was so discolored. So I called my client and we decided that we were going to paint them. Now it's time to paint the bottom of the table, and she wanted that white, so we used vintage linen.
Why are you videoing me? I'm cold. Don't video me because you make fun of how I'm running.
I can't see you.
Is that good? Yeah.
I don't always do this, but the backs of the chairs were a little bit shiny, so she's just scuff sanding them for me to get ready to start painting. And before I do that, I go ahead and I distress the table using a damp rag. I ran out of baby wipes, so you really have to make sure that you get it nice and wet and just rub it. I could have waxed this table, but I was trying to get this done, and so I decided to use Sweet Pickins top coat, and it works so great. It gives you a matte finish similar to a wax finish, and I love the way that it turned out. And on the top of the table, I did do 4 coats of Big Top on there. Now on the chairs, I'd use the same rag that I distressed the table with, and I ended up getting white all over it. I had been rushing the night before, and I got to the shop the next day and saw it, and so I had to cover that up with the black velvet really quickly, and then I used Sweet Pickins top coat to seal the chairs. It's time to look back. The cherry buffet, the orange finish on the table and chairs, and the scratches and the fading to this. What a transformation. What do you think? Put in the comments. Let me know what you think about how this furniture turned out for Miss Teresa. I'm going to show you here in just a second her reaction. I didn't get all of it, but I got a little bit, and you'll want to stay tuned.
I met him on a sunny day in late July, and everything turned upside down. I almost lost track of time as weeks went by. I couldn't get him off my mind. I told him I want that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem to know how to carry on your own. Ever since I got a good look in his eyes, I just knew that he was special. He said he wanted to take it slow, but I couldn't help that I wanted to take it to the next level. Cause I wanted that great love, like standing in the middle of a bonfire. You don't know how you got there, but you hold tight, knowing that you can't get burned. Just tell me how we lost track of everything but each other. I honestly don't know. And tell me how we messed up, drifting away from each other. Didn't want to let you go. Cause we wanted different things, and I have to deal with it, but it's not easy. So tell me how to let go, cause you really seem.
Oh gosh, this looks so good together.
That's just what I wanted.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, perfect.
It's beautiful. I'm so happy. Oh, that's just what I wanted. Just what I wanted. Thank you so. Thank you.